Okay, so this video isn't going to be anything snazzy or fancy. It is just purely informative, and I didn't even take time to do my hair or put in my contacts or anything because I just feel like this information is pretty timely considering the Fed is meeting again today, and it's looking like interest rates are probably going to continue to go up. I just was laying in bed last night and I'm thinking, how can we get this information across that the interest rates going up is really not so detrimental to buyers? It's actually created a really big advantage for buyers because many have just completely dropped out. And now the buyers that are still here don't have to compete against other buyers. So it basically comes down to, in the market that we had before, everyone was competing, prices were going over list price, and yeah, even though the interest rates were low, you're still paying more for the home than you wanted to pay. And it's the same with the interest rates. So it all, kind of neutralizes each other. I did some calculations. Just for example, a $400,000 house, and let's just say a 7.5% interest rate, 20% down, 30-year mortgage, calculates out to about $2,200 a month. And I didn't take in insurance or closing costs or anything as far as that, doing the calculations, just simply the dollar, the interest, the term, and the down. So 20% down, 30 years, 400,000, 7.5%, 2237 is what I came up with. Now let's say we go back 5 months where interest rates were increasing, but not that much. So we still had the buyers competing. And let's say that $400,000 home, you ended up having to pay $425,000 because you were competing against 5 other buyers who were all escalating their price. And then let's add to that maybe the seller says, hey, I'll go over list price, but if appraisal comes in low, you have to bring in more money down. So your 20% turns into 25% or 30% down. So, but let's just say, for example, you have that $400,000 house. It escalated up to $425,000, and let's just say that your interest rate was 5.5% and you're putting 20% down. That payment would be $1,930. There's a difference of $307 a month there, and I know that's significant to many, but maybe it's not. So I guess the question is, are you willing to pay a few $100s more a month to actually have the opportunity to get into a house and be able to purchase it and not have to compete with 5-10 other people? Because I promise you, when the markets settle down in the spring and more buyers come into the market, you are going to be competing again. So there's no saying that you're not going to pay over list price for a little bit less of an interest rate. And really, the interest rates are getting back to where they should have been a long time ago. I feel like they were low way too long. And now look at the situation we put into. Most of the buyers who are buying now don't remember the days when interest rates were up at 6, 7, 8%. And back in the 90s, no, not the 90s, it was the 80s at 18%. So really, all things considered, it's really not something to get so worked up about. You just have to purchase what you can afford. And then there's always the opportunity to refinance 3 to 5 years down the road when the interest rates come back down again. Yeah, it'll cost you a little bit of money, but you got to weigh those costs as far as, do I want a roof over my head now? Would I, do I want to pay 7.5%, 8% on a mortgage rate, or do I want to pay 100% on rent and not see anything out of it except for my landlord, getting their mortgage paid because they made a smart investment? So anyway, if you have questions, please call me. I know this is long. I'm happy to work through some scenarios with you. Stay tuned for those who got their mortgages back when we were at 2.5%, 3.5%. I have some information regarding putting that equity that you have now built in your home over the last few years to better use with investment properties. Everybody have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.